Dude, you ever notice how a ton of bad movies have really awesome posters?
One of them I talked about last week because I watched that that the day the earth stood still. That has a great poster.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Terrible movie. Yeah,
yeah.
not terrible. Just not good. Not a good movie.
Right.
Yeah,
That was a
yeah.
case with a lot of the classic Godzilla movies. Those posters are all
So,
beautiful,
no,
man.
they're awesome. Yeah,
They're so
yeah.
beautiful. It's almost like say what you want. I'm not a big fan of the American Legendary Pictures Godzilla movies, but one thing they do just by virtue of modern visual effects is they actually kind of deliver on the kind of movies that those classic Godzilla posters look like is what the legendary MonsterVerse movies are in terms of
Yeah,
visuals.
yeah.
I mean those things stink, but uh yeah. I rewatched Godzilla minus one with my girlfriend a couple months ago. So good. But
Yeah,
but yeah,
yeah.
the
I need to rewatch that. I want to rewatch it in black and white because I'm pretty sure there's like a black and white version of it.
mhm.
I think it's like on Netflix or some shit. So I want to rewatch it in black and white, even if it's just a gimmick. I want to give it a shot.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, there's a movie. I remember seeing a poster for a movie called Dracula 2000. I think it's like a
Mm.
crap like direct to video movie, but horror
Ooh.
movie, but the poster is fucking incredible. If you anyone who if you have a computer or iPhone nearby, look up Dracula 2000. Not the one with a bunch of people on it. It's like there's just a vampire face on there. Where the hell is it?
The one that you're saying?
Yeah, Dracula 2000. Where's the poster that I'm thinking of?
I don't see the poster. The poster that I see is one where it's just like a guy walking from like a red flame or something.
Yeah, no, that's wait. Oh,
Is it the wrong movie?
3000. Excuse me.
Oh, three.
Dracula 3000.
3000. Okay, there it is.
That's a
Yeah, that's
pretty
a
dope.
great poster. That's
Yeah.
a great poster. Kinda
Uh
gives off vibes of, what's the name of that guy? The guy that did, the Aliens, the Alien movie stuff.
HR
Giger, is that his
Giger
name? Arcadier, yeah, it gives
does.
vibes of HR Giger.
I guarantee that's what they were doing. They were like, make it look Giger-esque.
Yeah, well, they succeeded, it looks great, but it's a terrible movie.
Oh, I bet.
It's a 15% on Rotten Tomatoes. Coolio's in the movie. Coolio's in it. Of course he is.
Who's Coolio?
This is a rapper. There's a lot of, like, movies that are, like, terrible, and there's somehow always, like, some rapper in
Oh
them.
yeah, like does it one of the Michael Myers or Halloween movies has
It's
Busta
LL
Rhymes in
Cool
it?
J. Oh, what who was it? Is it Busta? I thought it was LL.
Maybe he's in another one, but one of the Halloween
Yeah,
movies has Busta
uh,
Rhymes in it. I think it's like the
maybe.
sixth or seventh one. I think it's the sequel to
Halloween
H2O.
Resurrection, one from 2002.
Yeah, because they put like
Yeah.
Michael Myers in some. I've heard. I haven't seen it. I've seen H2O. H2O is pretty good. Halloween 20 years later, but the
Yeah.
one I think it's Halloween Resurrection. The one which I believe is the one after it.
Dude, the one that you just said is the one with LL Cool J 20 years later.
H2O. Okay, I didn't
Yeah,
remember that he was in that. What
he's in
character is
that.
he?
It's a terrible
H2O
movie.
Halloween. Have you seen H2O Halloween?
Yes.
You have? You think it's
Yeah, I've seen
terrible?
it. I thought it was terrible when I watched it, yeah.
Really? That one's all
I thought it
right.
was terrible, like, when I know I'm sorry, to step on your toes if you were, praising it, but when I watched it
No.
and again, though, this was a long time ago. I think it might have been, like, 8 to 10 years ago when I watched it. When I watched it, I thought it was bad.
Yeah.
Not terrible, but bad. I thought it was, like a 4 or 5 out of 10 kinda movie.
I think it's better than the David Gordon Green one.
Oh, for sure, for sure, for
The,
sure.
why do
You know I
people
hated that Gordon Green movie. You know I
ah
hated that Gordon Green movie.
yeah, why do people love that one, man? Like even I'll see like some snippet of an article about Halloween Ends and it always starts with like despite
How great the first one
the
was.
the home run of 2018s. I'm like,
Yeah,
"What? That
yeah.
shit sucked. That shit was
Well,
awful. That
we were
shit had people
there.
making poop jokes at Michael Myers."
We were there when, because we had the privilege of actually having it screened to us with Mr. Gordon Green and with, what's the name of that other guy? I forget his name.
Dan
But
or Danny McBride.
Yes, we had Danny McBride and Mr. Gordon Green at our screening for us, Mr. McBride and Mr. Green. So we had the privilege of actually seeing the movie screened by them, and then they did a Q&A and everything.
Yeah.
And even then,
We're
even
shitting
with
on our
that great,
alumni, our fellow
yeah, yeah,
alumni.
yeah. Sorry about that, Jeff. I'm not Jeff David. And even with sorry about that, but he's made great films too, but that's not just not one of them. But even with that premiere, just wonderful experience of being able to watch a movie with the filmmaker and the writer, even with that, the movie
Mm,
still sucked
mhm, mhm.
for us anyway.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
but people like that movie though.
did I?
No, I said people like that movie though.
Oh, people do. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
I mean, I think the first time I had fun like screening it, the directors were there. They're both celebrities. I was like, "Oh, this is
yeah.
fucking awesome." We have like
It was
I mean,
fun. It was
Danny
awesome.
McBride's like almost an A-lister. He's like creeps up there
Yeah.
onto the A-list
Yes.
and like he was there. I mean, I was like, "Holy fuck, this is awesome."
And he
And
he came back too. Were you there when he came back? Because he came back to show us the righteous
yeah.
gemstones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was there for
yeah,
that. I actually kind of want to
yeah.
go back and watch that show cuz that was a pretty good
I
pilot that
do
he
too.
screened for
It
us.
just ended, from what I understand.
Okay, yeah. Wow,
Yeah,
time
but I
flies,
do
man.
too. I want to go back and check it out because it had a decent run on HBO.
Mhm.
'Cause it just ended, so I do. I'm curious.
I had fun when they screened Halloween because it was, it's October it was like what, late September, early October that they came and screened it. And it was just,
Yes,
it was
perfect
the,
time.
yeah, it was the Halloween spirit. You go, it was so cool. It's like the combination of it's Halloween time, it's that season, we're all packed into this theater together. We're watching this halfway decent horror film with an A-lister and A-list director almost
A-list
basically
director for sure. I think I would say that Gordon
screening it
Green is
for
an
us.
A-list director for sure.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
as a
yeah, he
director,
made
I think he
Pineapple
is.
Express. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Um yeah, he's made a lot of stuff. But yeah,
yeah.
like so
He's
it was
B
a
plus tier
combination of
director.
all of those things that I was just like, this is just cool, and I just had a great
Yeah.
time. But
Yes.
objectively, I've watched Halloween 2018 at least like once or twice after that. I think at least once. And yeah, it's just not. Yeah, it's like
Okay.
everything. I'll get into this a little bit later when we get into our recaps, but I just feel like the 2020s are a weird time for. They're a weird time for like mainstream big budget horror.
Mhm.
Big budget in the sense of like a higher budget than these like
It's a couple
independent indie
million.
yeah. Um,
Mhm.
with like A-listers in them and stuff. It's just like it's just they all feel so Disney Channel, just so they feel
Mhm.
like Disney Channel movies with some gore and F bombs and uh, I don't know, man.
Because it just feels like, I guess, the shitty thing about those kind of movies is that you lose the grit, right? Because that's the interesting thing about horror movies, that you kind of need them to feel gritty, and you need them to have a certain level of suspension of disbelief.
Hmm.
You want the movie to invite you in there, and you do need a little bit of grit. When you have these high budget productions, like you said, um, it just creates a feeling of artifice, and it just makes the film feel so artificial, and so, like you said, just it makes it feel like a stage production, like a Disney movie.
Yeah.
And it just sucks the life out of it. Like somehow the high budget and the ability that the filmmakers have to just execute these all these stunts and all these practical effects, and having all these actors, just creates this layer of artifice in the movie that just makes it feel bloated and fake.
Hmm.
And I feel like if you're a horror movie, you want to be not bloated and not
Hmm.
fake.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
terrible. It's a terrible combination.
Exactly. Well, and they also throw in all of the Marvel style humor and stuff. That was the
Mhm.
one thing that really, even that first time, man, really just took me out of Halloween. I was like, holy shit, they're just using the Marvel humor because they did it in the
Mhm.
Star Wars movies, in the Star Wars sequels, which was like, ugh, God, all right, it's Disney. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, who gives a fuck about those movies anyway? But then we're watching Halloween and I'm like, they're doing it here too. You know, like she's babysitting that kid, and Michael Myers comes out of the closet, and what in John Carpenter's version would have been a terrifying moment in this movie, the kid goes, "Oh shit!" and like runs out. It's
I
just like
remember that.
this isn't fucking scary or funny. I mean, what I just it's like, what are you trying to do here? You're making Michael
It's funny
Myers
though, they
like,
don't even I'm doing some research on the movie just to see who owns, like, the rights to Halloween. It's interesting that in a way, this is a low budget film, you know, or like, I guess what we could say,
mm-hmm,
like, a medium budget,
mm-hmm,
'cause it was made for 10,000,000. So I feel like at that point, maybe when you cross the 10,000,000, it's like a maybe a medium-sized budget movie.
right.
But, yeah, they didn't make this movie for too much, but they really did bug it down with all those, like, at the time, in vogue tropes, you know,
Mm.
and all and silly humor. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't know
Mm.
how to use humor in movies anymore. It's all like what used to be comedic relief is now I don't know, I heard a term one time, bathos, which I believe is like basically introducing humor into a very serious moment. I
Mhm.
think that's correct. Hang on. Bathos
But it
definition. An
uh,
effective
there's
anticlimax created by an unintentional lapse in mood from the sublime to the trivial or ridiculous. So,
yeah, but there's directors that exceed in that though.
right.
There's people that there's like some filmmakers. The only one that can come to mind right now is somebody like Bong Joon-ho, who exceeds at that. He exceeds at making movies. That's very apparent in the movie like The Host.
Mm,
He exceeds at making films that, despite the serious tone the movie might have, it will have comedic sequences, and a lot of scenes that start serious will end up like with some kind of comedic tinge to them. There's directors that really master that element of storytelling, but yeah, that movie wasn't. That movie was not one of the.
no, because it's a tightrope that you got to walk. I mean,
Yeah,
I feel like maybe
yeah,
Parasite does a good job of that too, but Parasite's more of a
yes,
comedic thriller. So I don't know.
yeah,
It's look. I mean, writing is probably the toughest art form out there. It's the hardest artistic medium on the planet, I would say. But yeah. So it's just it's all a friggin' it's all a tightrope, I guess. But oh, dude, another
yeah.
poster where the movie sucks so bad and the poster is really good.
I'm gonna go on Letterboxd and look at like my movies that I've given like at least like a 4 below and just see if they
Yeah,
have
let's do
like
that.
the ones with great posters and
Let's do that, dude. This is actually a topic I had because of this movie
really?
prepared was movies that
Yeah,
you added to your watch list just because of the poster, but we can also
yeah,
it goes hand in hand with us just finding posters for bad movies in general. But the
yeah.
movie I was going to mention is The Pyramid from 2015, I think it is.
The
Yeah.
horror movie?
Yeah, yeah. Horrible
Okay,
movie.
okay.
I will say it's a horrible horror movie that introduces some interesting concepts
It's very interesting,
in the
yeah. It's
third.
an interesting movie.
Yeah, especially in the third act. They have some interesting concepts that they introduce in the third act, but literally they don't it doesn't make the movie any, like one iota better for me. I'm not don't get it confused. Like it's literally just these tiny little nuggets of um y- uh 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 I guess good art or good ideas that I these small nuggets that I got from the movie, but they don't
Somehow I had the
increase its
movie The
value
Pyramid
anymore.
confused. I had the movie confused with As Above, So Below for some reason.
Oh yeah, very similar concepts, but as
Yeah,
above, so
I confused
below.
I actually haven't seen The Pyramid. I've seen As Above, So Below.
And that movie's
But
not bad. As above, so below is
no, it's not bad.
it's very engaging. I think it just would have been better if it wasn't found footage. It's not an idea that needed to be found footage,
Yeah,
but other than that, I thought
no, but
it was engaging. But the
I
pyramid,
agree.
what do you think of the pyramid poster? That's pretty cool, right? With
It's a pretty cool poster, yeah.
with the corpse screaming up at the pyramid. Is that the one you're looking at?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's not the one they have on Letterboxd. They have a different one for it on Letterboxd.
Oh yeah, they have like the sarcophagus on Letterboxd, I think, right?
Mhm. They have like an eye on Letterboxd,
Oh,
like a face.
that one's weird. I don't even know what that is. Is that
Yeah,
just
so
the
I had to
sarcophagus eye?
Google the movie to see the one that you were talking about because for some reason Letterboxd, I guess it's not using the official poster.
Dude, the eye. this is very niche, but the eye poster for the pyramid looks like the poster for Disney's Dinosaur. It's like the same. It's like the same poster.
Yeah,
You see
it
that?
is.
Wait, let me see. Let
Yeah,
me show you that. It's like the same fucking
it
poster.
is. It's the same poster.
Yeah, not really getting your genre across there, creators of the pyramid poster. But what you got on your letterbox, dude?
I'm looking through them. I feel like the Jason X poster is interesting. Like it's a pretty kind of neat poster.
Mm-hmm.
For a horrendous movie. I've seen Jason X. It's a terrible movie. I
I've
gave it
never
a half
seen it.
star.
I haven't seen it.
But the poster is interesting. Let me see. There's a lot of like looking through these movies. A lot of these movies do have pretty bad posters.
Like
they're
Madam
terrible movies
Web
and they
is a
have
bad
terrible posters.
poster too.
Yeah,
That
but it was a terrible poster.
yeah, it's like they couldn't even get a
Um,
good poster in there.
a lot of movies do have terrible posters. I'm excited to see because I feel like the older the movie, the more likely the poster it is to be good.
Yeah.
But I'm sorting through like the movies I've rated lowest first, so I'm just kind of sorting through everything at once.
Uh,
Let me see.
let me see. Yeah, none of these are striking me as particularly good posters. They're bad movies and bad posters.
And bad posters.
I guess the poster they
um,
have on Letterbox for A Christmas Story is all right. A Christmas Story, dude. I tried to watch that last December.
a
Holy
Christmas Story. What
shit!
is that?
It's so goddamn bad. It's the one where
Oh,
the
I haven't
kid
seen that.
wants a BB gun.
I haven't seen that.
It's like my whole life I've heard people be like, "Oh, that's a Christmas classic. I like that one." Horrific
It's a
movie.
terrible movie.
Dude, some of the reviews for Christmas Story, you gotta fucking,
Okay.
some of the negative reviews, oh my god. They are so fucking funny. I think the best, someone said, hate Christmas and hate this kid. But before, I don't want to get us off the poster topic yet, but I will say
Okay.
the funniest review for a Christmas Story was, I can't find it again, but I'll paraphrase it. It was basically like, the hatred I have for this movie needs to be studied.
Really? Um, Let me see. I've opened up a few movies now, that I think actually have pretty cool posters.
Mm.
Um, one of them being the movie Venom from 2018. I think that movie actually has a pretty decent poster.
Oh, which one? The side profile?
Yeah, the side profile one. I think that's a pretty cool poster, honestly.
Yeah, that is. That
Um,
is.
and I'm also have opened the movie Need for Speed with Aaron Paul from 2014. That movie has a good poster too.
Mm.
And if you go into my letterbox, I gave the movie 1 star. So,
I've never seen that, thankfully.
Kid Cudi's in that movie. If you're into the Kid Cudi movie universe, he's in that movie.
Oh yeah, and he has like singles for this movie. He has music for it that he made too.
Hmm.
I remember
Next up on my terrible. Oh, go ahead.
when I was in high school, um, my one of my friends and I were watching the trailer for Need for Speed because we were like, "Oh, Jesse from Breaking Bad's in the movie," and like halfway through
Mhm.
the trailer, we were like, "This looks so stupid," and my friend was like, "I bet he's gonna
I went
say."
to theaters to see that.
Oh, did you really? That
Yeah, I
sucks.
was that in the movie theaters.
And then my friend, we're halfway through the trailer. We're like, this looks awful. And my friend goes, yeah, I bet at some point during the trailer, he's going to say, you got anything faster? And then, of course, at the end of the trailer, he goes, you got anything faster? uh,
Uh, yeah, I saw the movie in theaters in Spanish. I was in my home country when I watched it. Let me see.
uh,
I have a few more. I have a few more movies here that are bad movies, at least bad to me anyway. Movies that I've given like a bad, like a low rating. Um, Let me see. Not this movie. I was looking at. I've opened a handful just to see if the poster's any good. I was looking at Bedtime Stories with Adam Sandler movie. The movie poster is horrible.
oh, with the
Not that
gumballs
movie.
raining.
Yeah,
I
the movie
remember
poster is
that.
not good.
Yeah, I remember that movie.
Baby's Day Out is an interesting poster. It's not great, but it's directed by Patrick Reed Johnson, um, famous man.
Yeah, the famous.
Um, Underdog, not Underdog. Child's Play 2, I think has a great poster. Like great. Like you can go and look this one up. I think you'll agree that it has a great poster. But I've
Oh,
also given the movie a 1 star.
I've seen this with the Jack in the Box.
Mhm.
and he's trying to
Mhm.
behead it with scissors. I've seen that
Yes.
poster. I have not seen
Yeah.
2. I've seen 1, but I'm bad with horror movie sequels. I'm not great with. I've seen like the classic horror films, but sequels because they're not good. They're usually not
That's all you
good.
need. That's all you need, though. All you need is the first one.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
there's those horror franchises that have like the sequel where people are like, "That's great! It's even better than the original." Like Dream Warriors and Nightmare on Elm Street, where you go
Yeah,
watch it
yeah.
and you're like, "Okay," so I'll go watch those sequels. But like
Chucky's not one of those.
Friday the 13th, I've seen 1 through 3, and it's like that's enough. I mean, I know people like
Yeah,
Final Chapter. I'll probably circle back, but I don't think I'm going back past like 5. You know,
yeah,
I'll circle back to like one of those, during the Halloween season sometimes. But
yeah.
you said Child's Play has one of those.
No, so Chucky's not one of those. Like
Oh,
Chucky movies only get terrible.
oh,
And this is from somebody. Funnily enough, I have not seen Child's Play 3, but I've seen 2, 4, 5. Like I've seen a lot of these Chucky movies. Why didn't I see 3? I even saw like the reboot one, Curse of Chucky from 2013. I even saw that. Terrible movie. I don't know why I skipped 3. Whatever. I'm gonna go back to watch that shit.
they had that one from 2019 where Chucky's an AI. He's a robot. That looked awful.
Yeah, I'm not that big of a. I'm not such a Chucky fan as to keep watching them.
No.
Um, let me see. I have a few more movies here. Um, I have Godzilla 2000 Millennium,
Yeah, yeah,
which has an insane like 10 out of 10 poster.
yeah.
But as you know, I give the movie a one. I guess the movie a 1.5.
You could say that about almost any Godzilla
All of
movie
them.
about the
Yeah.
poster. Like they're all
The Return of
so
Godzilla,
beautiful.
incredible poster. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see.
Let me see which Godzilla
Um,
movie's got the best poster. While you're doing that, I'm gonna figure this out.
I also have open here the movie Anaconda, because I think Anaconda actually does have a decent poster. But terrible movie.
Anaconda. I
Let's
haven't
see.
seen it. I know what it is. Oh yeah, with the eyes.
Mhm.
Oh, that's a good poster. Pretty
Very
good.
classic poster.
The wallpaper on the back is just like Ice Cube getting
Yeah,
attacked by the snake and screaming, and Jennifer
it's Ice
Lopez like
Cube.
trying to help him up.
Yeah, it's Ice
My
Cube and
God.
Jennifer Lopez. I've had the displeasure of seeing that movie. That's like a good Film Flames movie actually. Like it's like
Mm,
bad but it's funny. That
okay.
movie.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mm.
Oh, Titan
You're
has
like you're looking
a good poster.
which, which movie is this?
Titan. We did that last season for Film Tangents.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, Titan is a great poster. But that to me, that to me, I think that's actually a pretty good movie.
Ugh,
I know that you didn't
God,
like it.
no, horrible. But
And Jack didn't see that movie with us, did he?
no, that was before
We
Jack
don't have
joined the podcast.
yeah, we don't have his we don't know what he might have thought about that
Hmm.
movie.
Oh, all of
Yeah.
the Nightmare on Elm Street posters are great too. I'm seeing
Yeah.
that here. Like I have
Let's see.
Nightmare on Elm Street 4. I have rated a 3 out of 10, but it has a good poster. They all do.
Mm,
That's the thing. Book
movie that
covers used to be better, and posters used to be better. Like
yeah, they used
overall,
to be better, man.
yeah.
I'm looking at the movie Overlord, which
Oh
I think the movie also has a pretty promising poster, but the movie's not good.
no, it's not. I don't like.
I remember that we watched that movie like during COVID. I zoned the fuck out during that movie.
Were you you were there when I didn't I
Yes,
don't I deleted. You're like Mr. Poopy Butthole from Rick and Morty. I deleted you from that memory.
I was there, dude. I was there just like zoning out watching that movie. Just completely zoning out.
Okay.
Um,
Oh,
Rocky 4 has a pretty good poster.
Rocky 4. Yes, where he's got the
Yeah,
American flag wrapped around him, right?
yeah,
He's yeah.
yeah. And Q, but I know that you liked Q, but Q,
Oh,
I
yeah.
hated Q, but Q has a great poster.
Great poster. Halloween 2, great poster. Bad movie. It
Yeah.
should be good. Like Michael Myers chasing Jamie Lee Curtis through a hospital should be a good movie, but it's not. But good poster.
Let me see. A famous movie for this podcast because I think it might still be like our most watched. Cobra
Yeah,
has a
yeah.
has a great poster.
Yeah.
It is a great poster. It was a great like '80s action poster of that movie.
Yep. Oh yeah, so
Terrible
true.
movie.
I've got okay, Predator 2, terrible movie or bad movie, but I gave it a 4 out of 10, but pretty good poster. I mean,
Let me see.
well, maybe not actually. Now that I'm looking at the
Let me see.
background harder, it kind of looks. Eh, I'll take that
Eh,
back.
yeah, it's like a toss up with that one.
Oh, The
Like
Burbs.
okay,
The Burbs. I
yeah, the
mentioned
Burbs
that.
for sure, the Burbs, for
Crap
sure, the
movie, good
Burbs.
poster.
You know what movie is never talked about? Never. I bet you don't even know this movie exists. I mean, you might. But this movie has a great poster. Look up the movie Lost River.
Lost River.
That's right, from 2014.
Mm.
Look that movie up.
Oh, Christina Hendricks is in it.
Yeah,
No, not gonna comment
directed by
there.
Ryan Gosling, dude.
Oh, really?
No, directorial debut. Yeah,
I see a couple posters here. Oh, I guess I should be
it's
looking it up
one.
on Letterboxd, but
It's the poster where there's like a demon
oh
like
yeah, okay.
swallowing like a person like on a boat.
Yeah, it's a pretty good poster.
Yeah, that's a pretty good poster. Nobody talks about that movie. That's a bad movie. Ryan did a one and done with that one, and it's funny because if you watched like Drive, like if you watch like Nicholas Winding Refn movie, which is whom Ryan was working a lot with at the time, then you watch Lost River, you know what he was trying to do. He was gonna make a Nicholas Winding Refn movie. He was, and he
Is that the
failed.
guy that directed Drive?
Yes,
Okay.
he
Okay,
was trying to make
interesting.
a Winding Refn movie, and he just failed. Um, but the movie itself looks really good. It's a really good looking movie. It was shot by Benoit Deby, who is kind of known for having like very pretty cinematography. But yeah, he was trying to make a Winding Refn movie, and he did not succeed. But I think that that's
Mm,
a pretty decent poster. I think the poster for Now You See Me Too. I think that's a good poster.
let me look that up. Now you see me too.
I don't know if you've seen the Now You See Me movies.
I've seen like parts of them,
Yeah,
but I have not. Oh yeah, yeah. This is good.
decent posters.
Playing
Yeah,
cards are very aesthetically pleasing. Like anything to
yeah.
do with casinos, like the movie Casino, that is honestly I think I have that movie rated a 9, and I think I gave it one whole point on my rating scale just for the visuals, the beautiful visuals, the way it captures a casino, the
Yeah.
dice, the playing cards, the
The
slots.
Scorsese movie, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It just, but yeah, like anything to do with playing cards, magicians, equipment, paraphernalia, whatever, gambling items, like all of that stuff is so aesthetically pleasing.
Let me
All of the
see.
Star Wars movies, regardless of quality, have good posters.
Yeah, they do have good posters. I have a few more movies coming up here. Let me see. I have a whole bunch. I believe that the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift poster, the one where there's like a car and there's like flames on the car and it's kind of like a inverted colors like poster. I think that's a pretty good poster, honestly. Like I think the movie has
Mm,
a pretty good poster.
yeah, I need to watch
Yeah.
that one. Why is that one talked about so much? Is that supposed to be one of the best, or why do I hear so much about that one?
I have seen Fast and the Furious movies up to the seventh one, like the one where Paul Walker was in last.
Yeah.
And I loved Paul Walker. Like to me, Paul Walker was the reason why I watched those movies when I was a kid. My brother and I loved them. My brother's very much into cars, and he was into the very few like the first few Fast and Furious movies. We were really into them. And Paul Walker famously only or rather, he's in the second movie, but not Vin Diesel. Like Vin Diesel came back to the franchise, but Paul Walker kept it going. They were together in the first one, and then the Fast and the Furious, and then in the second, the Fast and the Furious, it was Paul Walker and Tyrese. Tyrese took over kind of the Vin Diesel character because Vin Diesel stepped away from the franchise.
Mm,
And now it's just Vin Diesel because obviously Paul Walker passed away. But the reason why the third one is talked about so much is because it's a complete departure for the series. Because the third movie doesn't have Vin Diesel and doesn't have Paul Walker. Well, it does have Vin Diesel in one scene, but it doesn't have Paul Walker. It's just a completely like fresh movie. Um, And the reason why people talk about that movie a lot is because one, it looks pretty good. Like the movie looks like good.
Mm.
And then the movie has a lot of great driving sequences. And the movie introduces drifting. So it's like all about this Japanese culture. The main character like goes from being in the US to moving to Japan because that's where his dad or his mom is or something like that. And then it's kind of like the movie is about this underground street drifting culture in Japan. And that Fast and Furious movie is not about being fast, but it's about being great at drifting.
I thought you were gonna say it's about being furious.
Yeah, it's only about being furious, not about being fast.
Okay.
So it's just a
Okay.
departure for the series, and then because of that, because it's so different, and it's really Fast and Furious in name only because Paul Walker is not the main character and Vin Diesel is not the main character, and because aesthetically and with what the movie's trying to do is such a departure, people it has like it has its own cult following basically.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's
Gotcha.
almost like
Okay.
it's almost as if it was just like a spin-off, and then people just love it for what it is. I don't love Cars. I know Cars actually is a really good movie, but I don't love it. So I'm putting it here as a movie that I don't like that has a great poster.
Cars is great, man.
Yeah, Cars is great. Um,
I'm gonna close my end out of this out by saying, not bad movies that have good posters for me that I for some reason just thought of beautiful posters. The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. It's a good
mhm,
movie actually. It's one of Ray Harryhausen's early projects. Great posters. Great posters. There's a couple
yeah.
of them. I think the one on Letterboxd is good, but there's a main one too that you can Google that's really beautiful. I think the colors pop more on that one, but
Yeah, I feel like Letterboxd might not be doing a service because they fuck around with the posters too much. They like change them, and they
yeah.
might not be using the actual like poster that the movie's supposed to have.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, if you Google Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, that's an unbelievable classic 50s monster movie poster. Awesome. Fucking awesome.